Hi guys, hope you're still having a good day. Same day. I decided to make a zucchini, it's like a frozen raw pie made with cashews, dates, some sort of nuts, really whatever kind of nuts you want, and zucchini. Did I say that already? Anyways, I'm gonna attempt to voice over this video. I just videoed what I was doing, but I didn't talk and tell what was going on at the time because there were other people around making noise, so I just thought, well, I'll just do a voiceover. So here we go. So here's our recipe. We're going to start with the crust. I'm using walnuts and almonds today. So I'm starting with a cup of dates and a 1/4 cup of almonds, and I'll add 3/4 cup of walnuts after this gets going because the almonds are harder. And yeah, just gotta grind them all up in the processor and hope it doesn't break. I kind of felt bad for it, but I'm just waiting for those almonds to get broken up a bit and then add the walnuts. Yes, that is a piece of duct tape on my thumb. I'm trying to reduce some swelling in it, so I have some Epsom salts wrapped up in there. And I'm not having much luck keeping a Band-Aid or tape on it. So anyway, yeah, crazy looking. It's getting pretty finely ground up, so then I'm adding my walnuts and get it going again. It was looking pretty dry, so I decided to add just like a tablespoon of water, and you can do that just about a tablespoon at a time and see how it goes. And that's all I needed. These were really nice soft dates, so they ended up blending up pretty well. You can go ahead and dump all that into a pie pan, pie plate, whatever you prefer, and just kind of mash it, mush it to form it nice and flat. I like to take a piece of wax paper and put it on there. Just kind of helps your fingers not get too crazy sticky. And I usually grab a cup of some sort to help mash it down too. That works really well. Just try to get it even and thin and bring it up on the sides a bit, inch or so it can hold your filling. My piece of wax paper ended up kind of ripping. These were just like pull-out wax papers, so you could use parchment paper or anything like that, but it worked fine. It all came off of there again. And then just kind of shape it around the edges to get it a little even. There's maybe some spots that didn't get some, so just mush it, arrange it so it's pretty even all the way around, best you can. And there it is. So we're just going to set that aside while we start working on the filling, which is a smallish kind of zucchini and the 1 to 1.5 cups soaked cashews and a little vanilla and 1 cup of dates. These were really nice and soft. Here's my cashews that have been soaking in warm water for a bit, and the vanilla. There's a cup of dates, and I'm just going to chop up the zucchini so the blades in the processor can catch it really well and get this all creamed together. I thought I was going to put that in, and I ended up thinking, oh, maybe I should start out with the cashews. So I did that. I'm draining the cashews out of the water out of them. Put those in there and get those going for just a couple seconds. I rinsed my processor out in between just to kind of get the crumbled nuts out of there because I want this filling to be nice and creamy. So just processing the cashews and then adding, I still need to add the dates and the zucchini. So I decided to kind of drop those in and my poor processor was kind of kicking back, but it got it all going. Just got to give it a little time. Make sure you give this a good little while to really get creamy and really incorporate those dates so that sweetness can go throughout all of the filling. This processor has a scrape down feature in it. So if yours does not, you'll have to stop and scrape it down. And now we go on to making the layers. It says to set aside half of it, but I just go ahead and put half of it into the pie shell. So yeah, I just grabbed about half of it out of the processor and put that in the pie shell, and that'll be like the vanilla flavor layer, which they say to save for the top, but well, either way, however you want, but just spread that around evenly. Close to the edges. Yeah, so it's looking pretty smooth and even on top. So then we're going to go to making the chocolate layer, which is 3 to 4 tablespoons of cocoa. And I usually go with 4, err on the side of really chocolatey. And like I said earlier, I don't use honey, so I'm just using maple syrup, about 3 tablespoons. So just put that in your processor, and I'd suggest starting slow so the cocoa doesn't just totally puff up onto the lid and stuff, but just get that going and get it nice and creamy mixed together. You're going to want to scrape this down to a couple of times just to make sure all the cocoa is really mixed in. Then you just go ahead and take that, and using a rubber spatula works best. Get all that nice cocoa yumminess out of there as your second layer on your pie. And then again, just smooth that out to the edges really nicely and get ready to put a few toppings on there to make it look extra pretty. We're going to be using some mini vegan chocolate chips and some slivered almonds. If you make the crust with pecans, which is really good because pecans tend to be sweet, then I would be putting pecans on the top as a garnish. But since I used walnuts and almonds in the crust, I figured I would use these slivered almonds on top to kind of indicate what's up with this pie. And then of course the mini chocolate chips in the middle. I got these in Minnesota from Fleet Farm and they're like accidentally vegan. So they're a good price because stuff that's purposely vegan is always like twice as much. And voila, our beautiful pie. There it is. Really yummy. So I'm just going to set this uncovered in the freezer for a few hours because I don't want to ruin it. Try to find a flattish kind of surface, and beautiful. And I'll be covering it later on. There you have it. Raw zucchini cashew cream pie. It's really good. I haven't made one for quite a while. Just one other thing that I didn't mention in the video is you want to make sure you peel your zucchini really well to get all the green color out of it, unless you don't mind green pie, because I'm sure that vanilla layer would be quite green if you leave the peel on the zucchini. But anyways, give it a try. It's a little bit putsy, but not that bad, really truly. Have fun.